You show up here as Sparky this morning, the Islander super fan with your outfit on today.
Yeah,
and I think you're just doing that to get under my skin for some reason. I don't know why you just won't let it go. I'm letting it go. I've flushed the game. I've moved on. I've said all I had to say, and I get tortured by people that don't understand what I was trying to say yesterday, and I'm not going back to rehash all of that.
Yeah,
I stand by what I said yesterday. And then you show up today here with your little Islander pullover that's got it looks like it came out of the 90s.
Yeah, that's why I love this thing, actually, because it reminds me of the stuff when I was a kid that you would buy at Sports Authority and like the starter jacket stuff. It has the same type of feels. That's why I love it. I mean, it's very presumptuous of you to think that I chose this.
No, you chose it on
because
purpose.
of you.
You chose
Do you
it on
honestly
purpose.
think when I go into my closet, I'm like, what's going to make Boomer mad? Like
Today, yes, you did that. I'm not saying you do that every day, but most of the day.
No.
Today, you're sending a message. I see what you're doing, and I'm not going to be brought into that trap of yours. I'm going to let you. I'm not even going to look at you today. That's just the way it is.
It wasn't so much a trap as I was like, it's this is very spring-like. It's got that type of material. It's going to rain. It's got like a kind of like that rain repellent material as well. And, they won the night prior, and I hadn't worn this in a while. I'm like, this is perfect for today. It was a weather thing. It was a spring season thing. I don't always think about you while getting dressed.
No, today you did.
I mean, I do think about you when I slide on my Shinesty ball hammock underwear, and I'm hoping that you are doing the same.
I am doing the same, and it's all because you and I saw a commercial on the CBS Sports Network.
But
it wasn't like we started that here. CBS Sports Network already had that.
That is true.
And yes, we're both wearing Shinesty, and it's great. But still, nonetheless, you woke up this morning, you said, how can I get under my partner's skin? How can I keep this story percolating from yesterday? And I'm past it. I'm flushed it. See, this is the thing. This thing about us ex-athletes. We understand. You put last game to bed. You talk about it. You celebrate it. You're disgusted by it. Whatever it may be, and then you move on. And I have moved on. I am already ready for John Tortorella and the Flyers tonight.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you are. And
I just hope your team's ready for the Montreal Canadiens, who they can't beat.
Well, they'll take care of business. I think they'll probably lose Saturday to your guys, but they will beat the Canadiens, and they will beat the Penguins the last game of the season for sure. Those two
you're
have
already given up Saturday's game. Wow.
No, I mean,
that's amazing.
I don't think that
you're already talking about Saturday's game when you got a game tonight.
Yeah.
How many times have I told you? One shift, one period, one game.
I just don't. For them to go into the Garden after the Laviolette craziness and win that game would be very impressive.
I mean, if you're going to go in there and you're going to hack and whack and cross-check and cheap shot, then you got a shot. I understand. You're playing for
hacking
your lives.
Hacking and whacking.
Yeah, you're playing for your lives. I get it. Your back's up against the wall, that kind of mentality, and you got to play tough, and you got to play hard, and you got to be gritty, and you got to be a grinder. Hey, I understand all that.
Grinder. Isn't that the app where
yes,
homosexuals find each other? Grinder.
There's a Grinder app. Yes.
Okay. Because when I heard that, I was like, "What is that?" That popped into my head.
Well,
is that what you were talking about just now?
No, I was talking about the way that your team needs to play. You know that.
All right. Just making sure. I don't know if that was some sort of subtle shot at the Islanders.
No, it's not a subtle shot at the Islanders. I'm just going back and saying that you dressed like Sparky's assistant today.
Well, I would love to be Sparky's assistant.
And the only reason
you know who Sparky's best friend is, by the way?
Yeah, Winnie.
Winnie Doo-Doo.
Right, so, I know. I mean, this is a lot of conflicting feelings here. You have no idea. There you are.
There's my.
That's you and your Knicks little get up back when you were you 12 years old?
Probably 11 or 12. Pudgy me.
With little fat Gio.
Oh, what a phenomenal picture. So, hey, now that I'm wearing that Knicks jacket there, I mean, we might as well be on the same page with something, and they didn't even need to play to clinch that playoff spot. We knew it was going to happen, but it was nice to see. And I can't, like, the discussion of are the Knicks better or worse without Julius Randle? We were talking before the show, hey, look at the Milwaukee Bucks who win 2 games without Giannis, and sometimes these things can break in a way when a guy is a superstar player that's out and the team can gel. And I don't think that was the case for the Knicks this year because things were so much better with Julius Randle and the way he was fitting. So I can't sit here and tell you that I think it's a good thing that Julius Randle is not coming back. But Jalen Brunson is so good that I still think they could reach the Eastern Conference Finals without Julius Randle, and it's all going to start coming up. And also, the draw that they get is going to be another thing. I can't believe I'm saying this, and in the beginning of the season, I would have never thought I'd say this.
Right.
But I don't want to see the Orlando Magic in the first round.
By what was interesting is they got smacked around by Milwaukee last night.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee obviously doesn't have Giannis because he got hurt against the Celtics. So that's 2 games in a row. The Bucks have won where one, Giannis didn't play at all, and the other one he got hurt in.
Yep.
And that was the Celtics and the Magic. I mean, those are 2 pretty impressive wins by Milwaukee. If you think the Knicks can get to the 2 spot.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But I mean, I just there's teams that I'm not afraid of at all. Like the Pacers, I'm not afraid of at all. The Cavs, I'm not afraid of at all. The Bulls and the Hawks in the play-in, if they ever advance, I'm not afraid of at all. But the Magic have been a pain in their ass. The Sixers with Embiid back, pain in the ass.
Yeah, well,
the Miami Heat.
By the way, we're a pain in the ass.
I understand
and
that.
You want to know something? Our team plays defense.
I'm not
and
minimizing.
Our team is fully. I'm telling you, I think our team is better. I know. So some people like this, some people won't like it, and then we all see. Like I said, we all see games the way that we want to see them. The way that they played the other night, and the way that Anunoby came out and scored points. I mean, like if they are totally healthy right now without Julius Randle, I think they have a chance to go to not only the Eastern Conference Final. I think they have a chance that if they meet Boston there, they have a chance to beat Boston.
I mean, that sign for that right now. Knicks, Celtics, Eastern Conference Finals. It would be a tall order. It would be a David and Goliath type of thing, you would think, with the 62-win Boston Celtics this year, with the experience that they have had in the postseason. But that would be the greatest thing ever. You want to talk about it being 94 all over again? If we have that series, the Knicks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
How about the Knicks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals and the Bruins and the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, my God.
How about that?
How about that,
man?
Man, I tell you, like sometimes I think like when we're in this moment right here where like it's all ahead of us.
Right.
Like think about
ahead of us.
Think about middle of May. What are we going to be talking about? Mm-hmm. Are we going to be talking about the Giants taking J.J. McCarthy? Like, is that going to be... Like, are we going to talk about the Rangers blowing through the playoffs and killing everybody or having a first-round exit like they did last year? Are we talking about the Knicks? Like, it's just when Like, if you fast forward to May, if someone could tell me what was going... Are the Mets going to be totally out of it? Are the Yankees going to be, 30-6? Just right now is that moment where it's all ahead of us. And it could either go completely south or to the moon.
But how many times have we been sitting here for the years that you and I have worked together where we haven't even had an opportunity to really dig in and enjoy the playoffs? Now, I know you have with your Islanders when they were in the bubble and they got to the back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. I know I have a little bit with my Rangers. The Knicks have not been that good in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, last year they got into a second round at a competitive series with the Heat, but yeah. Yeah, right.
It would be nice to get the conference championship games and then lay it all on the line. That would be a nice thing for the sports fans around here. That would be great. If your Islanders do make it to the playoffs, it would be great to see an Islander-Ranger matchup. I would love that. We'd be fighting in this building. There'd be a lot of people going back and forth at each other.
Yeah, it's funny. You and I are the only ones that I've talked to on both sides of the Islander-Ranger conversation that actually want it. Now, that I've talked to, you might have it on your group text or your Ranger fan friend. Talk to CeeLo. He doesn't want to see the Islanders. Doesn't want to see them.
I mean, I don't. He doesn't want to see Tampa. Doesn't want to see the Islanders. Hey, look, man, you got to get through it. That's all there is to it. It's a 16 game. Well, it's more than 16 games. But what I'm saying, you got to win 16 games to win these championships, and it ain't easy. And a lot of times, every one of these series becomes a story all into itself. There's intensity. To me, this is why the NHL kind of did it the way they're doing it. They're trying to get these rivalry games in the first week or the first round of the playoffs. And I don't think it will happen in the first round. I think the Islanders, if they do make it, are most likely going to play the Hurricanes. And, that's not going to be easy for them because the Hurricanes are one of the better teams. They've been on the Rangers' ass all year long.
Yeah.
They have been right there all year long. And right now, just like the Islanders, they've won 3 in a row. The Islanders have won 5 in a row. The Rangers have played great the last 20 games to get them where they are, set up to be able to get the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. All I know is that it would be great to have an Islander-Ranger series this year. I'm not backing down from any. Why? Here's this thing. I want to slap CeeLo around when I want to see him. Stop with I don't want to see this team.
He's being a little Mrs. Pussy Feathers with this.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, look, man, we got a great team. We have the team with the most wins. We got one of the best power plays, one of the best penalty kills, one of the best goalies. We got top-end scoring. We got gritty lower 6 guys. I mean, what the hell else do you want? If there were ever a year where you got to believe in your team, this is the year.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that the Islander fans that I have spoken to, that they don't want the Rangers, and it's sort of a respect thing because they've been so good throughout the year, but it's like, I don't know, they're faster, they're better, I don't want to deal with the fans and all that. I mean, come on.
That's part of it.
Come on.
If you and I
Take them on.
If you and I could sit next to each other and you could just completely tweak me the whole time, I mean, that would be like that. Your happy place. Your only other happy place is on the golf course every freaking day for like 36 holes for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I got to be honest with you, though.
Yes.
As happy as I would be if the Islanders beat the Rangers and the fan base and the great John Ledecky and Jay over there at the Islanders has been so kind to us and the show and everything else, I'd be sad for you because the passion that you have for this team is stronger than any passion that I have for any of my teams at this point in my life.
Yeah.
And you want this a lot. So I'm being completely honest. I'd give a little shot here or there, a little tweak here or there because you have to. But I would actually, after this season that you guys have had, if you got knocked out by the Islanders, that would be devastating for you and that fan base, and I'd actually feel bad for you.
I have to say,
I would.
You remember me this time last year, and we were playing the Devils. We got out to a 2-0 lead, and then we ended up wilting at the end.
Yeah.
And that wilting is what has propelled this team to come back and have this type of year. And they all said it in training camp. And, I don't think any Ranger fan will be happy unless, they go as far as we think they can go because of what happened last year.
Yeah.
That the intensity and the, I would say the sadness, depression, however you want to characterize it, angriness. I was angry.
You know how?
And I actually shut the Rangers. I very rarely ever do this because I always feel like we're the ones that are swimming upstream. Like we always have. Everybody says, the Rangers got this. They don't have that guy. They don't have this guy. They're good, but they're not that good. Throughout the season, you see the season rankings, and here the Rangers are like 4, they're 3, they're 7, they're 6, they're 5. When are they going to be 1?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I was thinking the other day? I put my documentarian hat on the other day, and I was thinking, what would be the beginning of these teams' championship video? Because the beginning is always the thing that happened the previous year or the beginning of the season. If the Rangers won the cup, the beginning of the championship video would be that. Them losing to the Devils in 7 games.
The beginning of the championship?
Well, yes. Because don't you understand? No. The beginning is this was the thing that fueled them. They see him skating off the ice and then chip on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Then you see like the press conference of Laviolette coming in.
Yeah.
Then you see that, and then all the positive stuff happens after that. But you have to have that moment in the beginning. So like for the Yankees, if the Yankees won the World Series, I think the championship video starts with Brian Cashman down at the owners' meetings, firing at everybody and cursing and going crazy and defending himself. And Hal Steinbrenner saying that we were awful. And then all of a sudden, then it goes to the Juan Soto Zoom press conference.
Right.
And then boom, and then there they go. Those are the things. The Islanders championship video would start with
The Mika Zibanejad cheap shot.
Sparky skating over to Winnie and Casper and handing them pucks and going, welcome to the good side. And then watching the Islanders beat the Rangers at UBS.
Yeah, okay. All right, listen, I'm not putting up with that nonsense. All right? I had to put up with it all day yesterday, and it only took Eddie 15 minutes to become a total jerk this morning. So I have put all of that behind me, and I am looking forward now.
Okay.
Today is the Flyer Day. Today is Flyer Day. That's what it is. Take care of business today, get another 2 points, move on to Saturday. And Saturday, I think I heard Marash saying that it was Kids Day on Saturday or something at Madison Square Garden.
Kids Day?
Yeah, they have Kids Day. Just like
at an Islander Ranger game?
Yeah.
And don't you save that for like the Coyotes or something?
Well, I mean, it's usually a Saturday afternoon game, which this Saturday is.
That's an insult to the Islanders.
The way Marash explained it was actually pretty funny, I thought.
Okay.
It's Kids Day. Get ready for some fighting.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. There's going to be a lot of cheap shotting between both two teams. I know that. And what I want to see is I just want to see wins and banking points. That's what I want to see. We could take care of, how the Devils beat us last year and then they lost in the next round. We swept them this year. And the games really weren't close. I mean, it just wiped them out.
You did.
So there's already, you could see it. You could see it coming.
I understand what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I understand.
Sparky's assistant.
It actually kind of sounds like a good job. Go around the crowd.
Make kids happy.
Yeah. Sparky's assistant. I wouldn't want to be in the Sparky costume. I feel like that's hot. And it's tough to walk up the stairs with a tail.
And here was the impact of that game the other night. I don't think there was ever a time where hockey was spoken as much as it was yesterday.
Where?
All shows right here on WFN.
Okay.
All shows were speaking about it. Evan has no idea what. Look, I'll go to Evan for baseball.
Yeah.
He loves baseball. Talking hockey, he's a fan, which is great. He's a casual fan. Doesn't score hockey games.
No.
I don't know how many hockey games he's actually been to or watches. He'd much rather go to a Nets game. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yes.
Yes. So
yeah. It's okay.
I caught those guys a little bit yesterday, and I was paying attention to what they were saying, and they had a good spirited debate, and Judge Tiki was sitting in the middle of it.
Judge Tiki?
They have this thing, Judge Tiki now.
They're doing Judge Tiki?
They have an argument. I don't know if this is a thing. Is this a thing, Al? You listen to the station.
I'm not aware of this one.
Yesterday they had Judge Tiki. So Marash had an argument against Evan about, was there a cheap hit on Mika Zibanejad? And Tiki, God love him, I don't know if he knows hockey or not. And he's trying to judge which argument was right and whether or not Mika Zibanejad, was trying to draw a foul or was it really a foul. And he said he didn't see Adam Pelech high, and I think called him Allen, but didn't see him high enough from the shot that they had. And you could see Adam Pelech skating at the Mika, but I'm over that.
Yeah.
I was just referring back to what they were talking about yesterday. So I love the fact that we're talking. You know why? Because it's man sport. Guys are in each other's face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's man on man.
And when I think of Evan and Marash, and I think of those guys man on man, arguing, and Tiki judging.
Yeah, I wonder if
it was very entertaining.